we're going to go ahead, and I just realized I was on mute there, but we're going to go ahead and help you, right? So again, my name is Ernest Enriquez, founder, CEO of Lead Magnet, a done-for-you ad agency where we have all these ads that we can create for you, and we are going to go ahead and help you generate results. Today's session labeled Expired Wednesday. This is something that hits me personally because expired was how I generated my business. Ultimately, when I first got into real estate almost 9 years ago, somewhere around there, I really was stuck, right? I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to do how to sell real estate. So I really, I joined a team, and the team was great. They helped me build. They gave me a couple transactions, but ultimately it just wasn't for me, right? It just wasn't the pace that I wanted to work at. And I wasn't generating the results that I wanted to as fast and quickly as I needed. So what I set out to do is build my own business. And the way I did that was through expired listings. Now, you're probably scratching your head and going, well, expireds are a dime a dozen here in my area. And that may be very well a fact, but all it takes is one expired for you to be able to go and generate hundreds of leads from that listing that you create for yourself. You create these opportunities that you can capitalize on. And what I mean by that is when an expired happens, you could have a strategy in place that helps you turn that expired into an opportunity. And if you're calling maybe 1, 2 a day, maybe there's 12 a week, if you convert one of those listings, you're well on your way to creating more transactions for yourself. But before we dive into Expired Wednesday, I always like to say, hey, what's going on in the world of real estate? What's happening? If you want to comment on this post or this video, go ahead and comment what you see going on in real estate in your area. But just a quick topic search here of Google, of course, real estate news. A lot of news outlets are starting to report this. Even Bankrate is starting to report this. I wouldn't really go as far as calling this a shift, but the housing market is starting to kind of plateau per se here, at least locally, where homes are sitting longer, but in most cases, home sellers are still getting what they're asking, right? Because there's still a lack of inventory, which is driving the housing market. In fact, I think we're short, we're at a third of the average number of listings that we had last year, this same time, right? So we only have about 560 or 580,000 active listings and homes for sale. So we're still predominantly short as to where we normally are. But you could see here at San Francisco, Gate is starting to report that the housing market shifting to a more balanced market, meaning that there are more negotiations probably going on between sellers and buyers. But you also have on the complete opposite side of the country, Baltimore also reporting, and this is coming from Bankrate, that listings are down 22%. So these two are kind of contradictive of themselves if you're evaluating what's going on in the world of real estate. A more balanced market shift means that maybe buyers are getting a more of an upper hand than what they had the last several years, where most sellers were getting everything plus some that they were asking for in most cases, to where there's still a shortage of homes for sale, right? So down 22% in May. That means that if there's still a ton of buyers, there's still a lack of inventory and not a ton of competition for those home sellers. So Baltimore seeing a positive, right? So if it's still down, it's good, but not good in the essence of well, hey, you have a handful of buyers, they have nothing to buy, but it's good in the spectrum of if you have sellers. Most sellers are still capitalizing on that equity that they've built over the last several years. So and then you also have Boston continues to lurch as sales drop and prices barely budge. So again, when there's a lack of inventory, we always see this where the housing market might slow down, but home prices still don't fall like a lot of buyers anticipate that they will. So that is my real estate forecast, right? Upon researching and doing some and researching and going and reading some of these reputable outlets, maybe not at San Francisco Gate, but going to Bankrate, Bloomberg, and Yahoo Finance. You could see, so Global Technology signs agreement to acquire a real estate holding company. That's very, very interesting. But yeah, anywho, I digress on the real estate news. Just always like to do what's going on in the world of real estate. So comment on this video If you're watching this later or if you're live, go ahead and comment. Let me know what you're seeing going on in your local market. But just an outlook for June, Bay Area shifting to more balanced market. Meanwhile, Baltimore is reporting that listings are still down by 22%. I know here in San Antonio, I just did a video yesterday on the active listings in the 78247 zip code where I reside. We have 21 active listings right now, 10 closed in the last 10 days. So about 50% of homes that are being listed are actually still selling. And in most cases, they're selling for what the sellers are asking for. So kind of shifting gears, though, let's talk about everything prospecting expired listings. There are a lot of things that you can do to really help you prospect listings. Some of you out there may already be doing this or may not already be doing this. Of course, the first and most cost-effective is leveraging your local MLS, right? So going into your MLS daily and doing a search of those expireds to see which ones have expired, and then using cross-referencing tools like Spokeo or even white pages to go ahead and try and scrub for the results of that phone number or that address, right? So you might go in here and type in, something like this and do a search for those homeowners details. So you'll find it here. And in most cases, if you're subscribed to Spokeo, you'll be able to unlock the homeowner details, obtain those phone numbers, and so forth. But this is just a really cool tool that you can leverage to go ahead and start prospecting. Again, it's cheap, effective, in most cases free. Some of your MLSs even provide you with this data. I know Sabor gives us some data for prospecting homeowners, and we have the ability to go in there and do a search with a polygon map, and we can pull homeowner details, create labels, and do all sorts of fun stuff. And I say that because part of your strategy in prospecting sellers or expired listings will in fact be mailers. And I'm going to show you a couple examples here in a moment. But tools to find those expireds. Okay, first off, your MLS. So if you're looking for something that's cheap and effective, use your MLS, go in there daily, look for withdrawns or expireds. Most likely withdrawns can still fall under the category of being under an agreement. At least here locally they do, so we don't touch those. We look for expireds. This means that the agreement has lapsed or has gone through its period and there is no longer a listing agreement in place with that agent. So therefore, they are open range or open fair game, as you would call it. You could also use tools like My Plus Leads, which I'm going to drop a link to down below in the comment section and on this post later on. You could also use things like RedX, Vulcan 7. There are a lot of tools out there for you to be able to obtain this data and really go out and be super successful. So once you understand what tool you're going to go with, it's then a matter of how to leverage those tools to prospect expired listings. So what actions are you going to take as an agent to go ahead and prospect those expired listings? The first action, of course, that we could take that is not in here, that should be in here, is calling, right? So cold calling is probably one of the biggest ways or the best ways that you can generate more business for you, leveraging expired listing data. So you can go into Vulcan 7, RedX, and you can use their dialers to start dialing for money or dialing for success, whatever you want to label it, whatever you want to call it, whatever motivates you, go ahead and call it that and do it every single day. Like I said, when I first started off in real estate, my first listing actually came from an expired. And that's why I say this is near and dear to me, because expired listings is what I built my entire empire based off of. This was a cold call that I made that basically turned out to be a small-time builder who provided me with about 8 to 9 new construction listings per year. So I say that and put an emphasis on it because you never know who you're going to call, right? You might call somebody that's the CEO or the head or a director at a company who sends you a ton of business. The idea behind this is that you need to make that call. You need to generate the courage, or you got to give yourself motivation, put 50 cents, I'm a window shopper on, whatever it might take for you to kind of gain that determination and motivation to go out and make that phone call. right? And we're going to give you a script that you can see down below. If you are going to want access to this script and you want me just to go ahead and send it to you, go ahead and text the word lead gen to 210-864-1174. And I'm going to go ahead and send you a copy of this script right here so that you could easily just copy it, plug it into your system of your choice, throw it into your notes, whether you're managing everything manually, up to you and what you do with it. But I'm going to go ahead and send you a copy of it so that you don't have to try and copy it or write it while you're watching this live. But basically cold calling, right? I made that dial. I said, hey, Mr. Homeowner, I was just calling because I noticed your property recently went off market. Now, I understand that there are several factors as to why, but just wanted to reach out and see what your plans were for your home in the near future, right? And this will get them to open up, right? My call, this is the exact script I used almost 8 years ago. This is the homeowner turned out, said, hey, I just fired my agent. We're expired now or whatever. I fired my agent. I don't want to relist with them because yada, 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 yada. And I just feel like they didn't do justice to my home. And they give you kind of the gauntlet, right? Now, it's up to you as the realtor. I cannot do this for you, but it's up to you as the realtor who's making this phone call to go ahead and turn that into a positive, right? So how are you going to flip that and say, okay, well, I'm sorry, I'm sorry you experienced that, but here's what I do differently, right? And the idea behind the cold call is that you don't want to tell too much on the phone. You want to set the appointment, get in front of the homeowner so that you can really wow them, right? You can do what you do best, which is sell yourself and sell your service and why you're the agent to list with. So my call went something like this. They told me exactly why they fired their agent or why they didn't want to relist with their agent. And my call went like this: address their concern, right? First, say, I understand, not having a successful home sale, it could hurt. And it also will, maybe damper the property, right? It sat too long, buyers may have passed, and you may have missed the right opportunity. But if you have 10 to 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes on Friday, I'm actually going to be in your neighborhood. I'm going to stop by and I'm going to show you, and I have all this in marketing material. I'm going to show you what makes me different from all other real estate agents. And set that time in that script, in that response. Say, hey, I am going to stop by on Friday between 10 and 2 or between 2 and 3 or whatever. I like to give a broad range when I make that call so that they can say, no, wait. I'm not going to be home between 10 and 2. Okay, perfect. When will you be home? Right? And they're going to let me know 6 o'clock. Hey, this is a no strings attached, no commitment. I just want to stop by, see your property, and let you know exactly what I can do differently. It's imperative to my marketing strategy that I see how your property presents so that as the real estate expert, I can give you the best advice when we list your home. And always put yourself in those shoes of that you are the listing agent, right? You actually have this listing. Talk confident, and you're going to win that listing with these cold calls, right? The other way that you can leverage those expired listing data feeds is for Facebook ads. Facebook has custom audiences. This specifically with My Plus leads. I'm not sure that Red X or Vulcan 7 have a Zapier plugin or anything like that. But with My Plus leads, you can actually take the homeowner data, extract it automatically out of My Plus leads, put those people into a custom audience, and then you can run expired listing retargeting ads, whether that's just an image, a goofy photo of yourself, as some people might put, or it could be a video. Here's the one that I actually run for my expired listings. You can see this right here. I got a goofy face. Yes, I know. I apologize, but it actually captures attention, right? So go ahead and hit play here. You could see the video, and it's going to be a little bit laggy because of StreamYard here. But there is a video that actually plays here that you can watch, and that will show up in their feed. So again, we're taking that expired data feed, plugging them into a custom audience, and hitting them with a retargeting ad. So this ad starts showing up in their news feed. Now they're getting your phone calls, and you're going to really look like the marketing expert. Guys, I can't express this enough. Guys and gals, I should say. I can't express this enough because only about 5% of agents are actually doing this. Most agents don't do this. They don't cold call because they're, working their sphere of influence, or they're just running a crap ton. And I say, excuse my vocabulary, a crap ton of just regular generic Facebook ads, or maybe they're paying Zillow, $3,500 a month to get those listings and get that feed, right? This is a low cost, effective way. I run these ads for about $5 a day, and the listing feed or the expired data feed costs me $70 a month. So for about $185 to $225 a month, I have an entire expired kind of program that I can plug into my business at any point in time and start generating listings like that. I said video ads already, right? You could also take that same feed coming from My Leads Plus and plug it into like Google audiences, right? You could upload or import a custom audience into Google, and then you can leverage YouTube to actually run that same video ad, which is a strategy that I actually implement and do as well, with the call to action. Click learn more to see why your home may or may not have sold. They hit a landing page. It's got 5 topics or 5 bullet points as to why homes don't sell. And then if you want to find out more, give me a call, right? The idea is that, again, you're taking that data feed and you're advertising to those expireds. The other thing that you can do as well is you can go ahead and leverage postcard mailers, right? Or letters, whatever the case might be. You can go ahead and leverage that to your benefit. So let me show you something that I've sent here in the past. This is from thanks.io. I'll plug a link to them here down below as well here shortly. But this is thanks.io. This is a mailer that I actually send out. It goes out in the letter form. I hope this letter finds you well. As a real estate agent in the area, I wanted to reach out regarding the sale of your home and this is completely automated. This is not something I have to wake up every morning and remember to do. I understand that your home was previously listed for sale, but unfortunately it did not sell. You want to kind of not rub it in their face, but pull at those pain points, right? Their home didn't sell. Most homeowners are discouraged. They feel like every agent is the same. But this is why it's important to do these strategies and make yourself stand out as the go-to expert, right? Not only are you going to receive this letter, they're getting your phone call, they're seeing your Facebook ads, and now you have this complete solution that is basically going to continue to create what I like to call is that Amazon effect, where you're staying in front of these leads continuously. So this is a strategy that you can go and deploy on your own, or if you're looking for someone to actually handle this complete entire setup for you, our team can absolutely do that. Go ahead and visit our website, and we could actually help you get this set up. You can go ahead and visit that realtor.goleadmagnet.com, or you can go ahead and also text the word lead gen to 210-864-1174. But this entire solution can be completely automated, meaning that there's no hands-on. You don't have to lift a finger. You don't have to do anything in order to see results, right? You just basically, we set it up. It's a set up and done for you service, and you can watch the results come in, and you're going to see a lot of success from this. So the last thing, I kind of already said this, but the call script, again, if you want access to this call script and want me to text you a copy of it, go ahead and text the word lead gen to 210-864-1174. I'm going to go ahead and message you back with a copy of this script. But basically, like I said, all I say is, hi, Mr. or Mrs. Homeowner. I was just calling because I noticed your property recently went off market. I understand there are several factors as to why, but just wanted to reach out and see what your plans were for your home in the near future, right? Maybe they plan on relisting it. The idea behind that last question is to get them to go on a rant or get them to open up about their plans. Maybe they're going to tell you, hey, I'm actually looking for another real estate agent, so it's a good thing you call, and say, perfect, I'd love to apply for the position. When's a good time for me to stop by? I'll be near your neighborhood or in your neighborhood on Friday at this time, and let them set that appointment, right? Again, if you're looking for any done-for-you services, head over to goleadmagnet.com/realtor, and we can help you create all of this for your real estate business at a very good price and we'll help you start generating some results. But head over to goleadmagnet.com/realtor. This is our website. Right now, we're helping over 200 now plus real estate agents level up their game and start generating better, more higher quality business, but also help them start fill those funnels, because ultimately there is really no bad lead source. Here's where I'm going to close it out and bring everything to a wrap. But there is no bad lead source. Don't let an agent out there or somebody out there kind of determine which route you go with your marketing, because there absolutely is no bad lead source. And I say that because I don't consider a lead bad until they unsubscribe, tell me F off, or don't call me, whatever the case might be. There is no really bad lead source, right? So it's important to understand that, because there's this kind of there's this view or idea that good lead sources produce results in 30 days, right? Or 45 days, whatever the case might be. I built my entire business from an expired listing. I called them, I got the listing, and then I let my digital ads do their thing and ball out. And I say that really openly because I took that listing, and my very first expired listing that I took, I turned that into 3 buyers. And I also turned it into about 275 leads, right? A lead is just contact data. It's a full name, email address, and phone number. But I also ended up double ending that property, getting both the buy and sell side. And in fact, those buyers, being that the average price home that I was listing was at $475,000, the average price per listing, $475,000. But the buyers also had homes to sell. So we were actually helping them sell their homes, get into their new home. And it just created a really good experience for them. They dealt with one agent through the entire process for the most part. And I absolutely love these people. Still to this day, I still talk to a lot of them, and they are very, very appreciative for kind of what we went through and how we were able to help them. But you should be taking that expired listing, or any listing, in fact, that you have, and turning it into more results. So just because I had 3 buyers buy within the 30 to 65 day window doesn't mean that those other 273 or 2 leads were bad, right? They're not bad. They're just a longer term nurture. They need a little bit more hand holding. They're going to go through an incubation period where I need to continuously send them listings. I need to continuously check in every 30 days. I need to have a follow-up system in place that continues to nurture those. Meanwhile, I'm going out and getting more listings, doing the same thing, right? Repeat, rinse, or repeat, rinse, repeat, right? The rinse and repeat effect, however you want to say it. But as you do this, and this is how I generated over 12,000 leads in a single year, was I got a listing, I digitally advertised that listing, generated buyer leads, sold the listing, redid it again, reinvested, and I built that compound effect with my lead gen strategy. And then I started to become more and more niche specific as I got away from like, hey, here's an ad here, let's just go generate buyer leads from it. Now it's becoming more and more specific. So hopefully this has been a great session for you on this Expired Wednesday. Come back Friday at 9 o'clock, and we're going to have some more cool content ready to share with you. Again, my name is Ernest Enriquez, owner and CEO of a Lead Magnet. So if you're looking for done-for-you services and are a real estate agent, want to deploy this today, go ahead and comment the word to lead gen to 210-864-1174. And we'll also send you this call script that I use to help personally build my business. Have a great day, everybody.